I'm Calvin Austin III, wide receiver for the University of Memphis.
It's Anthony Sane for Sports 66 Mornings.
This is Rodney Williams, tight end for the Denver Broncos.
This is Tommy Haynes.
This is EJ Manuel, and you're listening to No Cap Sports.
With No Cap Sports.
And the No Cap Sports.
No Cap Sports, three of the hardest grinding brothers in the business.
Welcome back. Another episode, No Cap Sports, coming to y'all live with another interview today. Very special guest today, man. One of my good friends, one of my good teammates. You know, he a freshman, took him up under my wing when he came and everything like that. But first, man, let me just introduce him. My guy Teezy, Trey Bright. Ain't shit about him bright. As y'all can tell, he dark as hell. So, bro, let's just jump into it, bro. Let's talk about your name first. Teezy, how you get the name?
So my real name, most people don't know this, but I'm finna air myself out. But my real name is William, and so I'm the third. And so growing up, I always, the common nickname for William is Bill, and I always hated that name.
Yeah.
So I started going by Trey, and then I got to high school, and I met one of my best friends, Isaiah, and he was like, "No, I don't like calling you Trey. I'm just calling you Teezy." And I was like, I kind of fuck with it. So I took it and I kind of just ran with it, and it stuck, surprisingly. So it happened, it just stuck, and so now I just go with it.
Yeah, that's hard, bro. That's hard. And so, let's kind of just go back to the jump. Growing up in Alabama, playing high school football in Alabama. We all know Alabama a football state.
Yeah.
Just kind of talk about first, what it was like growing up in Alabama, and then talk about, just your high school football experience in Alabama.
Yeah. Growing up in Alabama, it's I know we get this stereotype, it's nothing but country, but it's a unique place. You get a melting pot of a lot of people. But growing up in Alabama, it'll teach you a lot. I grew up in the city of Birmingham for the most part, so it's kind of like survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
You get yours, and that'll help you a lot. As far as football though, it's a real big part in Alabama of our culture. It's everybody plays football from the time you in kindergarten, when you really don't know what you're doing, you're just running around to you get to high school. But it's a real serious thing. It's more of a business, I'll say that. And then no matter the level you play in Alabama, 1A through 7A, you're gonna be some dogs. So I think that kind of seeing, I play 6A ball, so we're the division under, and so playing 6A ball shows you those are guys that are going to be ready to go play for big name schools in the fall. So going against those guys every day, I had teammates like Jason Jones, the guy that plays DT at Auburn right now. Going against him every day as a freshman did nothing but make me better and propel my game. So I say playing football in Alabama was really it. I wouldn't rather play anywhere else. It really prepared me.
Yeah, that's hard, man. And then just kind of going back a little bit, you said growing up in Alabama, you got to, get it yourself. You got to go get it. So kind of just, how did that attitude, where did that come from? I got to go get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, my mom. So my mom was a hustler. My mom, she's the type of lady, she's 3-4 jobs around Christmas time to make sure we got everything we want. She's, she got to go work she works at UAB, but she has to have a side job here to make sure everything's taken care of. She instilled that as a big part in us when we were younger. Me and my sister, it was just nobody's going to hand you anything.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do anything, just go out and get it. So she's been really, I say, it came from her. That hustle mindset of just go get yours and don't wait for nobody to bring it to you. Go get it. Yeah. So I think that's the biggest thing. Just my mom, she's the biggest inspiration on that mindset right there.
No, that's real right there, bro. Because I got a chance to meet your mom after I want to say the second scrimmage we had. And I was immediately, it was all love. She showed love, and she y'all gonna be good. Make sure you take care of my boy. All that.
She good people. Yeah, that's my dog right there.
For real. And so just, having that support from your mom, kind of just leaving home, coming to school, just how much does that mean to you? Just being able to know that no matter what, you got somebody who's gonna ride for you. No matter what.
I mean, obviously being an 18-year-old kid away from home, it's tough. Yeah. But I mean, my mom was there every step of the way. Like you said, she was here at every scrimmage, every parent meal we had. So she's calling every day after practice. She's texting me in the mornings before practice. So it's just knowing that I got somebody that's gonna always be in my corner, it kind of relieves the stress of feeling like you got to be perfect because you got somebody that's gonna love you regardless. So I think having her, being out here on my own, having to live on my own for the first time, I think just having her in my corner for her to be like, everything's gonna be all right. Like you're gonna be good. Like everything. I think that really helped like smooth the transition from high school to college over.
No, I feel that, bro. And so I guess we're gonna go back to high school a little bit, or just kind of just when you started playing football. Just when did you start playing football, and why? Why football?
So I started playing football when I was 4, and my dad, we were actually living in Mississippi at the time.
Oh wait, hold on, time out.
Yeah.
You from Mississippi, bro?
No, I'm from Birmingham, bro. My dad, we lived in Mississippi for 2 years. First of all, from when I was 4 to the age of 6. So I was born in Alabama, and then when I turned 4, we moved here, and then we stayed for 2 years, and we moved back.
Because nobody want to claim the SIP.
No.
Nobody claim.
I'm not from the SIP. Let me just put that out there. I'm not from the SIP, but nah. So my dad, it was just kind of like going out there. He worked at Mississippi Valley, and he was the associate athletic director, so we were always around the team. So it was just like dang, I want to do what these guys do. I'm around them all the time. And then actually going to a new school, meet some of the kids. They all played for the local team. Shout out to the Florida County Tigers. But yeah, we played. I went out there and I just all my friends from school was out there, so I was like, yeah, why not? I was bigger than everybody. I was like, why not play? And just kicked off from there.
When you say bigger than everybody, hoops bigger than everybody means taller than everybody.
No, I was taller, bigger than everybody, growing up. Yeah. So yeah, man, it was just I was bigger than everybody, and I was like, I like to hit it. Hell, I can't do this in the house. It was a way to get it was just an outlet. So I just took it and ran with it. It just started becoming more fun the more years I got to play.
Yeah. Talking about how you got started, was it always O-line from the jump, or did you kind of bounce around till you found your home at O-line? Because in my opinion, growing up, you go outside, you play, we throw them up, bust them up. Everybody want the ball in their hand. Everybody want to shine.
Of course, yeah.
So why O-line, and how did you get to that point, if you get what I'm asking?
So, growing up, I played, if I played O-line, it was either, I had to, or, something was just going on. It was crisis. But I played quarterback growing up, running back growing up. I had the ball in my hands, running the ball. I thought that was always, cool to me. That was cool. But when you get older, football gets a little bit more realistic. There's not too many guys that look like me running the ball in the league. So it was just around in the middle school, it was kind of okay, this O-line stuff, it's not that bad. I've been playing it. I played it on and off as a kid. Little league football ain't fair. They guys my size running the ball to run up the score. So it was so I played it off and on, but I kind of really got into it going into high school because he was this is where you're going to make your money. This is where you're going to cement your name. So once I got the O-line, it was kind of it was weird at first because for the longest, I thought yeah, I'm going to be a D-lineman when I get to high school. That was the dream. Yeah. But then it was I realized O-line, I can't score on defense that much. D-linemen don't score that much. And I ain't going to be doing too much scoring at my size. So I was well, hell, I might as well be a part of the touchdown. Yeah. So O-line was, I know most people look down on it. It's y'all don't do nothing but block and won't get no credit. But nah, I think my goal is to hopefully one day I can make an impact where, the position is looked at more than just, big guys up front, sloppy guys just blocking, So I always looked at it as, we're the most important position on the field. Why not be a part of that? Exactly. So that's kind of how I found my home and why I continued to stick there.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, every team I ever been on, ever played with, I was always the coolest with the O-line.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
cool with everybody.
Yeah.
But the O-linemen, they just always the coolest dudes on the team.
Coolest dudes, but thank you. Coolest dudes on the team, man.
It's just something about being fat and being funny. It's just
but sometimes you got those. I think O-linemen, I think we're probably some of the hard working people because it's when a quarterback throws a touchdown, is oh my God, what a throw!
Exactly.
Oh my God, what a catch! Most people besides guys who really talk ball or stuff like that, it's never oh look at the O-line, look at that block. So I think in order to be a big part of something and not get the credit, but also if something goes wrong, to not to be the first to blame, to be able to take that and keep playing. I think that's that's why I think we do have so much fun and being funny and goofing around off the field because it's that's just a part of it. We can take it our skin is thick. As people would say, yeah.
And you really just hit it on the head. Playing O-line is a crazy duality. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man.
Because like if you look at every position in football, you got stats.
Yep.
Wide receivers, catches, yards, touchdowns. Quarterbacks, passing yards. You know, everybody got stats. Even D-line, tackles, sacks, all that.
We don't.
O-line is the only position with no stats.
Yep.
So it's like you can have 5 guys up there. You on like the regular fan probably won't know their name, but those are the most important 5 guys.
Yeah.
And like you said, a bad play, you give up a sack. Guess what they saying?
Oh, the O-line says,
Exactly. And like y'all can have a perfect drive, give up 1 sack, it's over with.
Yep.
But like you said, it takes duality and it takes a lot of tough skin to be an O-lineman. So like I commend y'all all the time.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Y'all really get busy in them trenches, bro. And kind of just talking about O-line, like we can kind of see, you know, the draft tonight, all that. The position is kind of starting to change.
Like, for real. Like that's a good thing. Like football, like I think most people think like when they think of O-line, like I said, they think of like just big, sloppy guys playing. But like now, like you see in the draft, like Trent Williams, my favorite O-lineman, like,
and he be putting that
shit on. He put it on, like, and so like he's a big inspiration because like he's a big dude that like he clean, like he cut, like you get what I'm saying. So I like to watch his game a lot. Like I try to mimic my drip after his because like he's breaking the stereotype. Exactly. He don't gotta be the big dude with the big leather straps on. Like you look at him, he be clean. So I think the game is evolving, and with that, like I think people's perception of O-linemen are starting to too, especially with the help of people like Trent Williams, guys like Rodney Hudson, the guy that plays for the Browns. He's another guy that's like that. Paris Johnson, he's the just got drafted. He's another guy that I think they're changing like the way people look at the O-line. So I think, you know, we coming along. We got a long way to go, but we coming along.
Nah, that's facts, bro. That's facts. And so just kind of going back to, you know, just kind of playing ball and kind of just how you got to where you are now. You know, high school, you was in high school, what, COVID hit your junior year, your sophomore?
Yeah, my junior year.
Your junior year. So just kind of looking at that, how did that affect you just personally, like in terms of school, you know, like just the normal flow of things?
Yeah.
And then also how did that affect you on the football side? Is it to where it's like, now, I don't know if your season, like, did your season get cut short?
Yeah.
Did you not have as many recruiting opportunities? Just kind of how did COVID affect you, like, in high school?
So, like, more on, like, outside of the football side, like, I'm a real social person. Like, I'm the type of guy that I'm walking around the hallway, I'm high-five, I'm saying what's up to people all the time. Like, I'm at parties, like, you know. But, like, when COVID hit, it kind of took a toll on me because I'm a social person, but now it's like I got to be at home all day. And the only thing I can do is, you know, watch TV, get on the game. So it was like no real human interaction. So like that was kind of different. But as far as football, like everything changed like drastically. Like we went from, you know, being able to talk to coaches a lot to, you know, you talk to coaches and the first thing they tell you is, hey man, like, you know, COVID right now, we got guys coming back. It's a business decision. Do I, you know, and I mean I understand business and how it works. It's kind of like, do I choose the 19, 20-year-old guy who's been here for a year, he's got experience, he gets to come back for another year, or do I take the chance on an 18-year-old freshman? So recruiting-wise, it was kind of hard because, you know, everybody's filled up, everybody's talking, you know, they got their guys already, their guys can come back, they don't even know if they're going to have a season, so it was just like that. As far as high school football, we got to play all 10, but it was a struggle, though. It was a struggle from week to week, having to go get COVID tested, and you know, week to week having guys sit out, and we actually had one of our games get forfeited because the other team had COVID. So it was like, it was just hard because, you know, there's not much you can do because it's out of your control. But like, it changed how we view things different, like how we view road trips and how it just interaction in the locker room. Now we got to, you know, you in the locker room playing and all this stuff, but like now you kind of got to stay in your own little bubble and keep a mask on. So I think that kind of like, it took the fun out of football, like the fun of being on a team. It was like, it took the fun out of it. Now it was just like, all right, like y'all stay over there, I'm gonna stay over here for us to be the safest we can so we can play. So I think it kind of took like the fun aspect out of the locker room. I think that was the biggest change.
Nah, I think you hit on the head with that one, like taking the fun aspect out of football,
bro.
Period, bro.
Yeah, like,
because like for us, like that was COVID hit my sophomore year, like second semester sophomore year.
Yeah.
So first of all, we go on spring break, thinking shit's sweet.
Yep.
And then we get an email, delay coming back a week. Then delay coming back 2 weeks. Then they just like, you know what? Get all y'all stuff, like don't come back.
Yeah.
And so like on the football side, for us, like in college, like we had just hired our new head coach. Didn't even get a chance to. We only met him once,
Yep.
and then we got sent home. So we meeting, with the coach virtually, all throughout the spring, all throughout the summer, and like the season's still in question.
Yep.
So we get back to school, and it's like they already canceled the season, over the summer or whatever. And so like we don't have a fall season like we used to, and we still practicing every day.
Exactly. It's like you practicing like for what?
Exactly.
It's like that's how we were like up until the first game. We didn't know like it was.
Yeah.
We're not gonna play. No, we're not gonna play. So it was like at like by that third week of them debating, still with no answer. It was kind of just like, damn, like we practicing for what?
Exactly.
Like I'm putting my body on the line for what? Like there's no point. There's no point to compete for a state championship. That's the ultimate goal in high school. But it was like what am I doing this for? Like it was just like
And you got to find that. You got to look in yourself and find a way.
Yeah, that will. But that finding that will to keep going when you know there's no end goal or no guarantee. It's like that's probably one of the hardest things that happened to me personally. I had finding that will to keep going, knowing that there might not be a game day. Because it was like, you practice. I'm pretty sure you practice, you put your body on the line, going hard at practice. Oh, the season's canceled. What I did all that hard work for? It's like, bro. It's like, man.
Exactly. And like I said, for me coming in, we knew we weren't gonna have a season until the spring.
Yeah.
So we practicing from August to October
with nothing to show for it.
Exactly. Just out there for fun, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
So that whole thing was crazy. But continuing to talk about just like your recruitment and how football went. You said earlier on, you going against top tier talent, of course.
Yeah.
Like 6A football in Alabama ain't no joke, obviously.
At all.
So, kind of just how did you envision your recruitment going? Like coming out of high school, like especially seeing guys like you said, guys going to Auburn, things like that. So, how did you envision your recruitment going? And then, like, how did it actually go? And kind of how did you find yourself at the D3 level? If you get what I'm saying.
So, I tell everybody like sometimes college football is a business, so you do got to be honest with yourself. But like how I envision it, I mean, everybody comes into high school with high hopes of, I'm gonna go D1. Like that's the goal. Like D1, I want to play big time football. But going against some of those like higher name talents, you find yourself like when you're around those guys and you see like, okay, what's the difference between him and what's the difference between me?
Yeah.
Like most of that stuff is most people think like that being recruited to go to these big schools is purely like what you do on the field. No, they look at hand size, shoe size.
You got to
how fast, like how fast you can move from here to there. So I think pretty early I knew like Power 5 D1 football wasn't like I look at my height versus the other guy's height. It's like it's just like I think that was the biggest thing. I knew the real, but I always had the drive to like I'm gonna play college football. Like, I knew I would play. I would never really knew like how or where I was gonna play, but I knew I was gonna play. But my junior year, it was real slow. Like talked to a couple coaches, and then it was just like nothing. So at one point, I just lost hope. Well, I'm gonna be one of those guys. So then going into my senior year, had a great senior year. Started all 10 games. We won a bunch of games. So it was like, okay, it's looking up. But I got more to show on film. Talked to a bunch of coaches, and then it was just like, something like I wanted to go. I knew I wanted to go D1. D2 was the next goal.
Yeah.
But going D2, it was more like you can go D3 here, close to home, or you can go D2 out in the middle of nowhere and be by yourself. And then when you're not playing or not traveling, you question this, and then I can come home and sit on the couch like guys who I've seen before. So it was kind of just like I took the risk. I was like D3 football. I mean, it's NCAA. It's NCAA football. At the end of the day, it's college football. So I was just like, you know what? Okay, why not? Like, let's go. How about you just go to this level and ball out, and then see what you do from there. Yeah. So that was really my mindset on it.
Yeah, and you kind of hit something on the head that like that's my biggest pet peeve in football, bro. It's like people who make decisions in football, they have these made up stereotypes
about D3.
Like not even about D3 football. Like going back to what you said in the beginning, like you got to be this tall, your hands got to be this big, you got to run this fast, or else we're not even gonna consider you.
We're not even gonna look at you. Yeah,
because bro, like this shit just happened to me this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Like I go to a combine in New York. Like y'all all know, like I'm done with college, like trying to take that next step. So I go to the agency I signed with hosted a combine in New York. So I'm like, okay, smooth. Let me go do my thing. I know something gonna come good out of this. So I go run my times. First of all, they ran the camp bad as hell. I ain't even gonna get into that shit.
You know how that goes. Yeah.
Like this shit.
Hey man, y'all start running these janky ass camps, man.
Man, as a matter of fact, bro, fuck it. I'm finna go and say it. For starters, bro, like normally you go to a camp, they split you up in groups.
Yeah.
Like this group run the 40, that group run the 5, 10, 5, and y'all rotate.
Yeah.
So they had 4 scouts at the combine I went to, and they was like, the scouts want to see everything. They want to see y'all go through everything, and I understand that.
Makes sense.
But when you got 50 guys there, you can't watch him bench, then watch him bench, then watch him bench, then take all 50 guys and say, all right, we're finna do 5, 10, 5. Y'all warm up, run y'all 5, 10, 5. All of y'all go through it.
Yeah.
All 50, and then we go on to the next thing. Like, what I look like warming up, running my thing, and then having to sit for an hour, and then, but I ain't even gonna get it.
Yeah.
And then also, I guess I'm just gonna air them all the way out. We get to one-on-ones. Guess what kind of footballs they had?
What?
Them little composite jumps from Walmart, but
not no way.
Leather balls.
No way.
I swear to God.
But I gotta stop doing that, man.
But getting to my point, bro. So I go to the camp. I run everything, do all the drills, all that. Run, don't run the ideal times. Like for example, I ran a 4.640. Okay, that's not terrible, but that's not, of course, within the range.
Yeah.
But we get to the one-on-ones on Sunday. Who guarded me?
Yeah,
nobody.
That's real football.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Times and all that should go out the window. That's real football. Then, yeah.
So like, I one route. I run a dig. Him. Like, bro, lost in the
toss. Bye. Yeah,
yeah. So I kissed the giant, scored, and then like one of the scouts, he like, hey, what was your combine number? I'm like, fuck. I was number 106. I just go and tell him. And so then after I go up to him and talk to him, because he was like, he was kind of chopping it up with me, like, I like what you're doing. Keep doing it. So then I go talk to him after, and he like, yeah, man, we love the one-on-ones, but when I take this to my boss, you see you run a 4.6, yada, 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 like, you just not going to make the cut.
And it's like,
damn, like, what more do I have to do? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've shown I can play football. Like, just like you said, like, they got these made-up stereotypes when
exactly. I feel like,
honesty, what you put on tape is who you are.
It's who you are. What I think is, like, those numbers, I'm a big stat guy. Like, I'm all about production, but like at the end of the day, like the stat sheet doesn't tell the total story.
Yeah.
Because if I know guys that can go in the weight room and go through drills, I'm talking about throwing weight, can run good for their size, and then you put them on a football field and you make them play football,
and they look out of place.
Out of it, whack. So I think we get so caught up in the, or if I take this to my boss, what is he going to say about your combine number? Tell him, turn on the tape.
Exactly.
Turn on the tape. You don't like what is he turn it off? Like that's real. Instead of looking at a sheet of paper to show that, oh, this guy runs faster than me, this guy jumps higher than me. Turn on the tape.
Yeah.
Turn on the tape. If you turn on the tape and you don't like what you see, fine.
Yeah.
I got my fair shot, but don't just look at a sheet of paper and be like, yeah, nah, toss him to the side.
Exactly.
Look at the tape. Like the eye of the sky don't lie. They say it all the time.
That's facts, bro. But they don't apply that when it comes to scouting at either level, either high school to college,
at all,
college to pro. That. Like, in my opinion, and I think we share the same thing, when you looking at and evaluating players, start with the tape. The numbers back up the tape.
Yeah, they do.
The tape doesn't back up the numbers.
Exactly. Never.
Exactly.
Like, I know so many guys, like, I've played against guys or been, like, seen guys play that are, oh, yeah, he's a 3-star, he's a 4-star. And he's a 4-star because he goes to these camps and they ain't got nothing but helmets on. They got t-shirts on. He's bull rushing.
Exactly.
And then you put him in real pads. You see how he is in real pads, and he can't.
Yeah.
He can't get a sack. He can't buy a tackle. Like
we just seen this shit with Cardell Thomas.
Exactly.
He
right.
Can't get on the field at LSU
at all.
5-star. Can't get on the field at LSU. Who was dominating all through high school.
I'm talking about flipping dudes. Exactly. He all on the on like taking dudes through the rails and stuff like that, and then he gets the LSU, and it's like you ain't heard of the guy like anymore. Like,
and now he all the way out of Power 5 football.
All the way out. Like, it's just like, I think you gotta, like, football or just sports in general, like, we gotta look past just what the paper says.
Exactly.
Because that's what we do when we rank some of these teams. Oh, well, they got so and so, so and so, and so and so. Oh, they got to be better than everybody else. Let's throw them up there in the top 5.
Hell no.
Fuck no. Like, let's be real. Like,
and we see this shit week in, week out.
Week in and week out.
It's football,
basketball, baseball, anything. Yeah, like, the rankings don't matter at all. I'm a firm believer in that. Like, you can you could be ranked the highest in the country, and
still go and get your
and
ass
still
busted.
it could be your day.
Yeah.
It could be like every dog out their day, like it could be yours.
Yeah, that's facts, bro. Like we just hit on a lot of real shit.
Yeah,
that's a lot of real shit right there, bro. But now, kind of talking about kind of your transition from high school to college ball.
Yeah.
So let me tell you a story real quick. One of my good friends, my roommate for all 4 years of college, my friend Beans, his first camp. You know, you practice, have some conditioning after all of that.
Yeah.
As usual. We get to about week 2 in camp, and I'm saying this because you're a bigger guy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you your camp experience.
Yeah.
So it was our freshman year. We get to about like week 2, week 3 of camp. You know, we full pass, all that, full practice, and then we got conditioning at the end, like gases, half gases, full gas. You know what I'm saying? Like a gases circuit. And so, you know, our coach, of course, they always cap last one.
You know how that goes.
So yeah. So my dog, he gave it his all. Like he big dude too. He played D line at the time, but he was playing O line. So he run it, he crossed the finish line, bro, fall, pass the fuck out. I'm like, damn, dog. Like, you my dog.
Yeah.
Like,
what's up, bro? Like, get up. Yeah.
So, like, he passed out in camp, bro. And, like, people don't realize, like, no matter what level you go through,
bro,
that camp is something serious.
Bro, fall camp was opened my eyes this wide. Like, bro, high school, summer, football, like, depending on where you play, I was hard with the 2 of days, but that shit not touching fall camp. Like, coming into fall camp, like, I had guys older than me that I was cool with that had already been through it. They were, hey, bro, like, do your best. Whatever you do, just try to be in the best shape you could. And, like, you listen to a certain extent. Like, you know, fresh out of high school senior, bro, I just want to go make some money, have my fun before I got to go to college and shit get serious. So I did what I could, but it was more like I was running like 2-3 times a week. Yeah. And it was just sprint stuff. Yeah, just to say, like, you know, running shuttles, 20-yard shuttles, 30-yard time shuttles. Some days it was gases and stadium and stuff like that. But it was like, none of that. I don't care how much you run. I'll say this now on video on camera. No matter how much you run on your own, when you get to fall camp, you're not ready for it. Because, like, it's not just physical. Like you said, mental. They play games like, oh, yeah, this is the last one. Go all out. And then you go all out. And then you get there and it's like, oh, all right, we got another one. And you like, bro, I just gave everything I had back then. Like, that's it. That's all I got on that last one. So it was like, man, it was different going to fall camp. Like, especially like the tempo of practice was the biggest thing. Yeah. Like, that tempo of practice is insane.
What, like a 21 period practice?
Bro, we went from like maybe 10, 11 period practice in high school to 21 people. Man, I'll never forget, like, the first day we going through Indy and, like, pre-practice. First, let's just start there, bro. Pre-practice.
You know, as a matter of fact, just walk us through the whole practice.
Bro, all right, so first of all, O-line, bro, you get there, we got to be out earlier than everybody. So we go through pre-practice, bro. And I know pre-practice might just sound like some bullshit, but that shit is
real.
That shit real. So we get out there for pre-practice, and it's just like, bro, it's like, all right, we got fence pounding. You go from that to down the line. You pass setting down the line. You like, ooh, all right, you know, I worked up a little sweat. Then you go under the chute, and you going through every step, inside zone step, outside zone step, inside zone to the right, outside zone to the left, hammer step, all that. And then,
hold on. Tell the people this is before we actually stretch.
Yeah, this is before
the practice starts.
This is before the coolers are set up, the trainers are out there. Like, this is before practice even officially starts. Like, the clock is still on period 1, 10 minutes, and the clock ain't started moving. This is pre-practice. Like, nobody's out here but us. So, like, as we're out there,
we all out there.
We're all out there, but
some folks are working hard as that hard.
We're working harder than others. Like, no, like, man. So that's pre-practice. So then practice starts, and you go through warm-up. So that's stretch. That's the whole team. So you go through then you go to OD walk through, which is really not a walkthrough. It's really like
tempo,
bust your ass. So then you go through that. Then you go to stretch. Then you go to competition. So you might get a break, or you might be one of those guys that coach want to see what you made of, which is me, because I was a freshman. I wasn't really on his board as high, so he was like, you know what? Let me see what this. Yeah, you get thrown in the fire. So you go from that, and you go straight from that to Indy. And Indy is 12 to 15 minutes of straight drill work and high tempo movements, all 12 minutes. You go from that, you might get a water break in between here, then you go to you might go to special teams. As a big guy, we love special teams because that's the period we get off. But that's the shortest period of the day. That's like 6-7 minutes.
For real.
You get off of that. After you do that, then it's straight the inside run. Anybody that's watching this that plays O-line, D-line, they know inside run is a grind, right? Especially in that heat.
Hey, no cap.
You go from inside run, and that's the first team. So like in high school, by this time, we about done already, right? You know, and then
because you're not doubling back on nothing.
Yeah, you're not doubling back on nothing in high school. So I just remember like my first day after inside run, getting to the first team period, I look up and it's only period 4. And I just remember asking one of the assistant coaches, like, hey, how many periods we got? Oh yeah, it's a slight day, it's 21. Hike. So this is period 4. So now it's just like in between that, it's just stuff like tackling circuit, scramble drill, stuff like that, last minute stuff, crisis. Right. Then you got situation team, and then you got one-on-one pass rush. Then you got a half line, and then you got just drills. They throw everything at you, and then at the end of all that, you can put your body through it. You gotta get on that line at the end. So after my first day, it was like, whoa. Yeah. And after that, most people don't know on fall camp, nobody's on campus.
I'm good.
It's you and the cafeteria workers and the coaches. So after you leave practice at what? We get there at 8, we leave at what, 12, 3 hours, 4 hours. You go eat, you might be able to get your 30-minute nap. It's straight to means.
Means or weights?
Yeah, means or weights. We had weights first, so it's straight to weights. Right after weights, now we go into means. And them means, they long.
Oh, God.
First is a special team mean.
Everything.
Yeah, special team mean, then it's a team mean. Then you leave a special team mean and a team mean. Then you go to a position mean. Then you leave, go eat dinner. Come back for another team meeting, and now you back for another position meeting for install. So that's all your day. You doing that you doing football from 8 to 8, and there's, keep in mind, you know, ain't no girls on campus, ain't no parties going on. It's straight football every day, 8 to 8, 6 days, 1 day off. So that after that first day, bro, I was like, hey man, this shit ain't no joke. Yeah. Like I don't know if I can. Like you had those stuff. I it was plenty nights during fall camp. I sat in my dorm and was like, bro, is this really what I want to do?
For real.
But fall camp is no joke, like at all.
Fall camp have you questioning a lot, bro.
Bro, what?
Like I got to that first week, made it through the first week, and then you know, like especially coming in as a freshman, I don't know how it was for you, but like I wasn't playing, I wasn't getting a lot of reps, especially like the first, second team reps. Yeah. I'm like, am I ass?
Yep, bro. I just remember like being, I'll never forget this. I was a third string coming in, and it was like, bro, no way, like. I'm coming off, and every high school, every freshman, like, bro, I'm coming off of high school, like, as a senior, like.
Yeah, thinking you the guy.
Yeah, when I'm starting, like, it's in high school in practice. Once we start doing so good, nigga, the scrubs getting in. Like, I'm going to the sideline, take my helmet off to chill. So it was like, that's the craziest thing. But yeah, being like you said, like, you had those stuff like, damn, bro, do I suck? Like, I'm a 3. Like, that's not even good enough to make the bus. Like, in the fall, but boy, it takes some mental toughness. You got to stick it out for honest. As I say, the biggest thing, you just got to stick it out. But yeah, them thoughts, they creep up on you fast too, boy. Especially like you get a limited amount of reps and you fuck up.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Getting a limited amount of reps from fucking up is probably the worst thing ever because it's like you already getting
limited
4 or 5 reps a team, if that. And you fucked up one of them, that's a rep gone. Now you only got 3 reps to prove yourself.
And then y'all go in film, coach see it, he bust your ass.
Oh, what?
Fucking up.
Man.
And then guess what? The next day in practice, you think he gonna forget?
Nah, at all. No.
The reps might get cut.
The reps might get cut, like, but them film meetings in fall camp bro, like, it was some of them meetings I wanted to go in my room. Like, fuck this shit. You can talk to me like that. Like, I'm going home. But yeah, it was like, yeah, but them film meetings when they get on you like that. And like in high school, I had plays where it was like, yeah, I can't. I hope we don't watch that one.
Yeah.
But boy, in college, you're gonna watch it. You might watch it a couple times over and over and over. And
especially with a position like O-line where your coach got to watch 5 guys.
Man, boy, and he get to you and he just bad step, went the wrong way, missed this guy. You like, damn, did I do anything? Like, so yeah, it'll take a toll on you mentally though, for real. And that's why it's so important to like the biggest thing is my mama used to always tell me, she called me every day after fall camp, like, remember why you're there. Yeah. And remembering why you're there it'll take you a long way. But it's something nice that you be like, man, fuck why I'm here, bro. Like, this shit ain't it. But that shit was an eye opener because fall camp, like, it really tests. It's not meant to. People get the misconception that fall camp is to make you a better football player. No, fall camp is meant to break you.
Oh God.
It's meant to weed out the weak. Spring football in college is meant to make you a better football player.
For real.
Fall camp is meant to weed out the weak because you see it happening. People drop like flies, bro. Like not many people can do football related shit from 8 to 8 all day, every day for 2-3 weeks on end. So it's just meant to break you, and if you let it, it will.
Yeah, and you kind of hit on it, kind of like talking about how you talk to your mom every day. But just what were some of the things that just really pushed you through to get through camp? Because for me, it was like I had a chip on my shoulder coming in.
Yeah.
Because like I didn't start playing football until like 7th grade, and like being a small guy, like
you know how that goes.
Yeah, exactly. Like they tell you not on shit. So I came in with a point to prove. Was I asked my freshman year? Yes, I guarantee you if I go back and watch it, like I'm gonna be like, boy, what was I doing?
Exactly, yeah.
But like you stick through it and you see through it. So kind of just what was your mindset to kind of make it through camp and just just stay focused on that light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, my mom was one of them. Her encouraging words and just knowing how much she sacrificed getting me there was another big part because it's like, once somebody sacrificed a lot for you, once you do it for more than just yourself, you realize like, okay, like you got more people depending on you. That and like you said, having that chip, like I ain't gonna say his name on here, but my position coach he had already handpicked his guys.
Yeah.
And it happens. I wasn't one of his handpicked guys. So coming into that, I felt like, okay, I'm a third string. That's disrespectful to me, first of all, because I'm not a third string football player. Like,
you know what you can do.
Yeah, I know what I can do. So that, and it's just like, coming in wanting to prove yourself. Like, I made it further in this football shit than anybody else in my family. Why quit now?
Exactly.
And then it's just like that constant hunger of I want to play on Saturdays. Like,
exactly.
And then and then it's just like a third string, bro. Like, come on, be real. Like, I'm not a third string type of guy. So, all right, you put me at third string because that's what you thought. Now it's time to make you look like a dumbass. Because once I move up, now you're gonna be like, damn, I fucked up. And so, but that's okay though, because people never say, but like how I feel, I gotta prove. That's just what it was. So like, night in and night out, going to bed and just thinking like, I gotta go get that number one spot. That's what kept me going.
Yeah. And one thing I noticed about you, bro, coming in, it's hard for a lot of young guys, especially freshmen coming into a new environment, a new place, all new people, to really find who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, thankfully for me, like, I had guys I played with in high school at Millsaps already come to Millsaps with me. And then, like, that kind of helped my transition.
Yeah.
But you, like you said earlier, you a social guy.
Yeah.
Like, you came in off the rip, like, everybody messed with you. Everybody like, oh, yeah, Teezy, that's my dog.
Yeah.
And then, like, you got a real close group. Like, you, Nate, Larry, like,
Yeah.
all three. Like, that's a real, like, cohesive friend.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Same position, all of that. And so, like, can you just talk about, like, how that friendship, like, y'all three, and then just how your personality is just kind of like a social guy, just kind of, like, ease that transition into this new space?
So, I'll start with the friendship stuff. I think one of the most important things is like having guys that you cool with and that you can get close with. And then it was kind of easy to get along with those guys, especially those two guys, because we're both freshmen. We both play the same position, so we're literally going through the same stuff. Yeah. So it was just easy to click with those guys because they understand it just like I do. So they're going through the same thing just like I am. So it was kind of like, it was just easy to click with them, and then being around them in fall camp, you got nothing else to do.
Exactly.
All you got to do is play the game, play football. You ain't got no schoolwork, ain't no girls on campus, you ain't partying. So, like, just being with those guys every day. And then it also takes a toll in, like, if you're going to be one of those guys who you're going to play a position with 12 other people and you're not going to talk to none of them, you're not going to like it. You're not going to stay. And then being, like, a social guy, that helped smooth the transition over because, like, my mom always taught us, like, be yourself.
Yeah.
And so I figured, like, if I come here and I try to, most people tell you before you go to college, I had plenty of older guys tell me, like, you get to repaint whoever you want to be in college. Like, nobody knows you.
Yeah.
Like, you could paint who you want to be. And I always thought, like, nah, like, I don't want to be that guy that tries to repaint his identity. I'm just be me. And if people like it, they like it. And they did. And it was kind of like just it's easy. College is, especially with freshmen, like, we all going through the same thing. We're all the way from home. we all like, we all got that tension of just like I remember just being in the locker room some days and you could see like the not the fear but like the just uneasiness of freshmen around locker room and like I'm the one guy to be like, all right, I'll be the first one to crack a joke.
I'm gonna come in that whole last.
Yeah,
like, the whole team going.
Yeah, like I'll be the first guy to crack a joke because it's like, if we all feel comfortable here, like at the end of the day, you're gonna have to do this regardless. So I just figure out why not have a good time with it? Why not meet as many new people as you can, or make as many relationships as you can? So I think that that goes on the field and off, especially around campus with people. Yeah. It don't cost nothing. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Exactly.
Hey, bro, you want to sit with us? Like and then you build those relationships, and then before you know it, you walking around campus, and that person is, hey, Teezy, like hey man, we're throwing a little kickback today in the dorm. Why don't you slide through? And now you meet even more people, and it's just like. Just I don't think you got to put yourself out there, but don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to speak to people and go have fun with people because at the end of the day, you got to go through it anyways. You might as well have a good time. So that was kind of my mindset going in. It was just have a good time, meet new people, just have fun, really.
Yeah, man, that's real, bro. And so now, kind of on the flip side of that, we didn't talk a little positive, but what was your welcome to college football moment? What would that be like in camp?
Yeah.
Your first game playing for real. Just like, what was that moment where it was like, damn, like this ain't high school no more. I'm really going to step it up for real.
I think like practice to a certain extent molds you for college football, but that game experience. So I didn't play the first 3-4 games. So I got my first start against Hendrix. I'll never forget this shit. Like I'm nervous the whole day, but I threw up the night before. I was over prepared. If you know me, guys that play with me, I'm joking around for the game. I'm listening to music. I'm walking around talking. I'm not a big bang my head against the wall, sit down and get super serious. I'm not that type of guy. But bro, I'm just ultra locked in. I just remember we got the ball back off being on defense. I just remember coach calling the first play and running out there, and you get out there, and I just remember lining up, and no lie, I heard nothing. And I just remember asking what the play was.
Time out, bro. You say you heard nothing?
Nothing.
Is that because we play in a D3 and there don't be nobody there, or is that more so
part of it? So no. Part of it is both. First of all, but yeah, part of it is D3 is maybe 30, 45 people on the home side. You playing a JV game basically, but it's just part of that is that, and then the other part of it is bro, I'm really playing a college football game. And so I just remember looking up and the defense is hey, look over here, they chatting, and I just remember the ball. I'm looking up so amazed, and by the time I get together, the ball snaps, and the guy across from me, I'm talking about lit in me. I'm talking about wham, now my mouthpiece out and everything. I was like, shit. And thankfully, the running back made a cut to make me right, but after I got hit like that, it was hey, these grown now coming, boy. This shit is not practice. Practice, you go against your teammates, you
you're not going.
You see them all the time, but bro, in that game, these folks really want to take your head off. So I think that first play of my first start was really that was one of my welcome to college moments. But really, I said Birmingham 7 because that's the real true test. Yeah. The first true test I went against, and bro, that nose guard gave me the work for the first 3 possessions, and he was older than me, but at the same time, it was this is college football.
Yeah, exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
We both earned y'all spots.
Yeah, we both earned our spots. So it was he gave me that. I ain't gonna lie, I'm one I can admit he gave me that work. And for them first 2 possessions, I was yep, I'm in college.
Yeah.
So those 2 moments right there, I say.
And that's something a lot of people don't really understand.
Oh yeah.
Regardless of what level you play at, D1, D2, D3, JUCO, NAIA, whatever, it's dogs.
It's dogs.
Exactly. Because what's the stat? 15% of high school players go on to play college.
Exactly. 7% actually.
7%. That's an elite group of guys that are able to make that jump. And then if you take that 7% and you take that maybe top 4 or 5% of guys that are actually playing every Saturday contributing.
Literally, those are the dogs.
Exactly.
What I think people don't realize is we look at Alabama, Florida, all those big name guys, but you look at those guys, they were the best players on their team, but so were the guys at D3.
Exactly.
These guys were some of the best people on their team. These are guys that are coming off state championships too. They're coming off district championships and being the guy at their school. That's the biggest thing is having to learn But like these are guys that are coming off of like being the man
Yeah.
and like starting every rep and playing every rep. And so when you get to college and you realize everybody there was the best player on their team or everybody there was one of the best players on their team, like you realize like this D3 shit ain't no joke just because it's D3. Like, yeah, I might not have been tall enough to go play at Bama, but you gonna feel me though. Like, yeah, and that's anybody. That's the mindset around anybody that plays D3. Any D3 athlete to tell you like, just because it's D3, like this is not sweet. This still NCAA football. Like, it's a reason we still got a national title to play for. So like, I'll say like for sure, like it's, but like that's the misconception people get a lot. Like that's not true. Like, don't believe that. Yeah. And if you're one of those guys that think like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come in, bro, it's D3, I'm gonna start. Oh, okay.
Hell no.
Get your ass blessed just like everybody else, bro.
And I done seen that year after year. Like,
oh yeah, for sure. Like
come in thinking like shit sweet. They get through that first week, they either quit, leave, or just like
they fall all the way off. Yeah, because you come in and think, oh, it's D3. Like I'm really better than this. I'm just here because you blame everybody else. Yeah, you blame everybody else. And I had a part of that too. Like, well, I'm only here because COVID, blah blah blah. But then you realize like, all right, you still got to work while you're here too. Though, like these guys that are here are hungry for like they came to college to play ball just like you did. So,
and a lot of them have aspirations past college.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you'll come across guys that like they truly like this is only a pit stop for them, and those are the guys who you be like, all right, like I see why he's a 3-time All-American.
Yeah.
See why he's a 2-time All-American. Like he's that.
He's living like that.
Yeah, he like that. He's a grown ass man. So like yeah.
And so kind of you hit on it already, but talking about that BSC game, being able to go and play back at your crib, play in your city. Because I'm not gonna lie, I had my best college career game when I went and played Rhodes. Back home in Memphis. Like good vibes, all that. Of course, we lost the game.
Yeah.
A hard fought game, of course. But just what was it like to play in your city, especially start your freshman year, come back home, play in your city, probably guys on the other side, the whole family come out. Just what was that whole experience like?
But like, to be honest, it felt like high school again because I'm playing in a familiar environment in a city that I'm very familiar with. My whole family was there. Like it was like some of my family's first time getting to see me play college football, and to do that and start as a freshman, like that's a game even though we lost, it's a bitter taste in my mouth, but like, I'll never forget that one. But it was special, like to get to go back home and to see like my grandma who works all the time, so she was busy to be able to come out for a game, like my uncles and aunties, and it was just like the experience I had. Hey, but can I use your tickets this Saturday? Like everybody I know coming, yeah. So like just to run out of the locker room and just to hear everybody screaming my life, seeing my family in support, and just seeing them just get to see me play and like getting to talk to them after the game. Got to play against one of my best friends in high school. He plays at Birmingham Southern, so getting to play against him and just to chop it up with him after the game, even though like we both been busy, so we both haven't been able to come home and like link up as much. But like just getting to talk to him and be like, yeah, bro, like just talk about our experience, just good to catch up. So like it was good vibes all around. The only thing that could have made it better was a win, but
so like that was the ugliest loss.
That's the ugliest loss I've never been a part of. It's just like we couldn't get nothing going.
Yes. Yeah. So like to give y'all some context, what was the final score? 28-0.
Yeah.
28-0. We had the ball on the 1 yard line four times. Four times. No points.
No points. There's a 28 right there.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was 28.
That just let y'all know how that game went for us.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. And then it's like it was a little bit more heartbreaking because I lost in front of my whole family. Yeah. And like you try to keep it together, but like it was hard. But I will say like I would change losing, but just the experience outside of the win and loss column, I wouldn't change it for the world. It was real special to me to get to play in front of my folks, and also just to get to go back home, get to stay in the hotel in an area that I'm familiar with. Like my friends came like the little hour and a half, 2 hours that we got.
The night before.
Man, he know what it is on that space table for real. But just the like my high school teammates came up and visit like the night before. It was just like I'm back home. Like it was good. So it just gives you a peace of mind. So that's probably one of my favorite moments from the season too. So yeah, that game hold real special to me.
And I was gonna say, you're gonna get an opportunity to go back, but
we all know what happened to those guys. Man.
Yeah, for real. So kind of continuing to talk about the season a little bit, we get to that last game, at center, 13-hour bus ride from Jackson, Mississippi to Danville, Kentucky. I'm gonna ask you an unserious question first.
Yeah.
What kind of snacks you brought on that ride?
I actually didn't go to center. I got hurt the week before center. Yeah.
I forgot.
I got hurt the week before center. Bro, first of all, we ain't gonna talk about it, but I should have went. But it is what it is, Got hurt, but what was the second longest? With the one in Texas?
Yeah, pretty long. McMurray.
Oh, bro, first of all, if you snack wild, I gotta get some Sour Punch straws.
Okay.
Like them off rip, okay. Like that's the best. First of all, if you ain't eating no candy, like you bullshit, man. Come on, bro.
No, for
this
real.
The one time you get to get you some candy, like this is the one time you get to skip passes. You feel me? So
shit, I'm finna turn this hoe into a goddamn sponsorship.
Know what I'm saying, bro? I'm telling you, the Sour Punch straws. Don't get the long ones. Get the mini ones, bro. Like them got me through the season.
He leading
them too, yeah. No,
this way it said for real.
Listen, them hit, but they not better than them Sour Punch straws. That and I need a Gatorade and a bag of Doritos, and I'm set. I need a couple bags of Doritos. I'm a big guy, so I need a couple bags of Doritos. But that and Sour Punch straws, them my favorite things to eat on the road.
No, I respect your snack decisions, bro, because you gotta have the candy.
Like, yeah, for sure, like bro.
Like that candy is.
That candy was good. Like that ride get long, you trying to stay up and talk. Probably a few of them sour straws, baby. You gonna be alright, yeah.
And before the game,
for sure.
I gotta shake some sour Skittles.
Oh, what, bro? I need 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, I need them, bro. Like that's that go-go juice right there. Like, for real, yeah.
That charge you up for real.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, I was trying to be funny. I thought you went to center, bro.
Nah,
I forgot you ain't even go.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I'm looking at all that snow on the field. I ain't gonna say I ain't happy I ain't with, but boy, I know stuff out there.
No, that was a terrible game, bro.
Yeah,
it was like talking about center. Like, so it had snowed. I don't know if it was the night before, like a couple of days before, but they just like redid their whole athletic facility, redoing the field. So it's like they got turf.
That shit's brand new. Drain. Yeah, it don't. That shit's soggy.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, so it's slippery.
Like, I go out pregame, I'm running my routes. I'm like kicking up actual water. I'm like, yo, like this.
Like, what is this? Like, bro, what? I'm down south, bro. We playing down south, bro. We ain't playing on no snow. Like, looking at that game, it looked miserable out there, though. Like, it just looked bad.
Like 26 degrees, wind blowing, and then, like I said, it's standing water on the field. So you fall down. You get wet.
So now you freezing. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nasty game, but I ain't even going to get into it because I don't want to talk about the score and, you ain't the game. So, kind of just, obviously that was the last game of the season. We went 3-7 last year.
Yeah.
And just this past week, y'all got let me step back. First of all, this offseason, OC leave.
Yep.
Not surprising.
Not at all.
Let me say, he didn't leave. He got
fuck
moved.
That boy. Fuck that boy.
But OC leave.
Yeah.
And now your head coach leave.
Yeah.
But your position coach steps into the head coach role. So, how do you feel, coming into the season, potentially having a new head coach? They put the interim title on Coach York for now, so we're not 100% sure how that's going to shake out. So, how does it feel to know, one, your head coach left, and 2, how does it feel to know that, like, your position coach is taking on more responsibility, bro? From the offensive coordinator, the head coach, whatever. Just kind of, what is this next season looking like for you, just from a coaching standpoint and that? Yeah,
I think I went through this in high school, so I lost head coaches before, and so like losing coaches, I understand it's a business, like. It's nothing but love for Coach Carter, and him leaving, he loved to better his situation for him and his family. Totally understand that. He a man. He got to do what he got to do. I understand business. On the side of having your position coach step up as the head coach, it's like I ain't gonna lie. It's a feeling because it's like as a position coach, he only has to worry about you, and he only has to worry about y'all 5 guys, and he can teach and be an O-line coach. Now that he's the head coach, some of that guidance and stuff that he would normally correct at practice is no longer not saying that it's no longer there. It's just like it's minimized or minimalized because
he got to worry about
he has to worry about everything now. So it's like it kind of takes away from that personal feel that you had where he was just like. I don't know where most guys out there play college football. The head coach is not. You're not really that close with him
No.
because like you got your position coach. Those are the guys you're the closest with. You don't go in the head coach's office and just chill with him and talk with him, kick shit or talk just But shit, you go in your position coach office, you in there with your feet kicked up, y'all eating some knives, y'all talking shit, anything. So like losing that aspect kind of is like, all right, now I gotta find now you gotta find the middle ground of where you can and can't react with them. But it's just I think that's the biggest thing is just like that guidance and that teaching that was once like so hands on is now like less hands on. I think that's the biggest change.
Yeah.
And then like losing a head coach. Everybody got their own philosophy. So when you playing for one guy, it's like, damn, I just got used to playing for this dude. This is my freshman year. Like, I just finished my full season of college football, getting used to this guy's philosophy or getting used to how he does things. And now I got to get used to this new guy and how he does shit. And like that, it's like, damn, here we go. Now I got to start this long ass process over again. But I got high hopes for us. I think Coach York is a good coach. I think he's a good dude. On top of that, but I think he's gonna be a good head coach if they decide to. He got my vote. Like I hope so.
He got mine too, and
yeah, for sure. I think that he's the best guy for the job, and I think he's gonna lead us in the right direction. So, sometimes change is good. That's what you need. So maybe a change in head coach is probably what we need to rejuvenate us to get us back on track. But I think we're gonna be all right though. I think it's a change for the better, nothing the least to say.
Yeah, that's hard, man. I agree with you 100%. Coach York definitely one of my favorite coaches I've ever played for. Even though he's never personally coached me, just being around him every day, high energy guy. He gonna get on your ass, but he gonna get on your ass with love. And a lot of guys.
He want the best from you always.
Exactly. And so like I said, you got a whole new coaching change. You're going into your sophomore year. Now, like you've kind of been through the off season. Finna get into the summer. Y'all got like a week left of school, all of that.
Yeah.
Just what are your goals for this summer, this off season, and even this next season coming up?
Yeah. I think this summer especially, I want to become a technician. Like, it's just like I want to, like all the small things that make players great, steps, footwork, hand placement, just the small stuff that people tend to overlook. They go a long way. So I think I just want to become a technician. Like, also, this summer, I want to use it to just first of all, regather my mental state because college football is not all physical. It's mental too. So just like that mental break would be good, but also like getting in the best physical shape I can to play the best ball I can. That'll be the main goal this summer. For next season, I want to hit the ground running. I don't want no hiccups or no lag. I just want to hit the ground. I want to come in and get to work. And I think that all starts in the summer with being a technician and doing what I do, like just getting better at the small stuff, tuning up my game throughout the summer. I think during the season, I want to win as many games as possible, and I want to be on the front line of that. So I think it all starts in the summer and the off season. So I think just the goal is just obviously be better than we were last year, but not only be better, but like fuck it, like let's go get a ring out of it.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be better, if we're gonna put our bodies on the line and work all hard, let's go get a ring out of it. Let's go get something out of it. So I think that's the biggest goal. The big goal is to win the conference, obviously, but like personal goals, but I want to be all conference. Like that's a big goal of mine. I want to be all conference. If I can, I want to be all American. Like that's the end goal. But I think for the most part, it's just as a team goal. I think we want to win. That's the biggest point. You can't do nothing. You can't get a conference championship without winning the first game or winning the game at a time. So I think that's just big. I just want to win.
Yeah, and I will say, like, from my own personal experience, playing 5 years college ball, same school, sticking it out.
Old at me.
But that's one thing about this shit. But it's just hilarious because it's like I came back for my 5th year, and I'm the old guy. But it's like, I'm 23. Well, during the season, I was 22. I just turned 23. So it's like I don't feel old.
But you old,
exactly. And
especially when you got guys younger than you coming in like, damn, what you guys with high school?
No, it ain't even that. It's more so like having my little brother come and play with me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I've never played in high school with him, never played in middle school with him. I've never played ball with him, period.
Is that because you're so much older? And
exactly.
Like,
I'm 4 years apart.
And like, bro, we're on the same team.
Exactly. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Just saying, like, from my experience, 5 years college ball, like, the goal every year is come in, win a chip. Come in, win a chip. But a lot of people don't understand, like you said, that work really starts as soon as that last game ends.
For sure,
As soon as that
yeah.
last game ends, you got to start putting in that work. You got to
For
start
sure.
fixing your mistakes from the past
Yeah.
season.
Hell
Get in the
yeah.
weight
For sure.
room.
Yeah.
Get in better shape than you were last year. All of that.
It's all about being better than the year before.
Exactly. And then once that year starts, from my own personal experience, bro, I'm just telling you this, like, this is just free game, bro. Never look at the goal at the end of the tunnel, bro.
Yep.
Because if you look in the goal, hey, we got to win a conference championship, that's going to fuck up your whole regular season. Because guess what? You lose 1-2 games of regular season,
No,
your
you're
end
right.
goal
Yeah.
gone. So what you got to do, in my opinion, is just take every day, every practice, and say, let's get better today. Let's get better today. Let's get better today. And next thing you know, you just stacked up, 4 good days, you play on Saturday? Shit, if you got 4 good days and you play on Saturday, shit, that should be a good
pay off.
day.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hell yeah.
So, like, my thing is, I tell guys every day, go 1-0.
1-0.
1-0. Don't worry about going 10-0. Don't worry about going 2-0, 3-0, none of that. Go 1-0.
Yeah,
Because if you win your one, guess what?
You got it.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You can't get the 10-0 without being 1-0.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's true. You literally hit it on the head. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, it's that setting the big goals. There's nothing wrong with setting big goals. I'm a firm believer in setting big goals, but I think when it comes to, like, just, you gotta have small goals along the way. So, like, all right, I want to be consistent. That's a big goal of mine. That's a goal of mine. Consistent every day. So at the end of practice, I want to ask myself, was I consistent today? Did I start off practice high and then dip down and come back up, or did I just I hit the ground running? Like, that's the biggest thing. So I think, like you said, like, bro, you gotta go every day 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0, bro, and that shit is real. And so, kind of moving off the field now.
Yeah.
Well, not off the field, but off the field in a way.
I got you. Yeah.
You know, every football player is more than a football player.
For sure.
Like, I just asked you your football goals. So, like, outside of that, what are your, like, just personal goals, things you want to do, things you want to better yourself in as you, that could potentially make you a better football player?
I think off the field, I think I got to do a better job at, like I communicate with people well, but like when I first meet people, I'm kind of standoffish. So I'm like hesitant to, like, I'm a social guy, but at the same time, I'm like,
Yeah.
But I think just building connections with people that I tend to, like, obviously when you go in somewhere, you see all the football guys that I play football, I'm going to go with them.
Exactly.
But I think just building connections, I think off the field goals just be the best version of myself I can every day. So, like, and I know, like, nobody's perfect, but I just want to be a better guy than I was Monday on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it's just waking up and attacking the day. College just taught me a lot about that. That's just, I'm a big firm believer in, if you wake up and be like, bro, I don't feel like doing this shit, then your whole day ruined from there.
Okay.
So I think just building connections is a better one. And then also, like, just, being a football guy, you said you're more than a football player. Like, my biggest struggle coming to college was finding like my value outside of football.
Yeah.
So, like, finding who I was, like, who's Trey outside of number 51 for the Millsaps Majors, like, who is Trey outside of just a offensive guard. So I think, like, just maintaining, like, that balance and not letting my athletic performance dictate how I am as a person.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing. Those are my biggest goals right now. Yeah. Just being the best version of myself and just building better connections.
Yeah, that's real, bro. And so with that, shit, I guess we can wrap it up, bro.
For sure. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for having me on, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you, bro, because shit, look, like, this is what I really want to do.
Yeah.
Like, especially, like, everybody interview the same guys. You look on any platform, it's the same D1, NFL.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, I told Mo in our first interview, like, every athlete got a story.
For sure,
every athlete got some wisdom they can kick, anything like that. So I appreciate you for coming on, and I guess I'm going to let you close it out with, like, is there anything that you have that you've learned over your journey to where you are now that you like to give to the youngins coming up?
Yeah.
Who could be, like, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's not going to be a D1 guy. Everybody's not going to be a big name guy. Everybody has the potential to do it, like me and you do.
Yeah.
But, it's not in everybody's script when they or whatever. So, just what is that advice, that wisdom you have for the next generation of ball players, people, just anybody coming up?
First off, like athletes, like I said, mental health is important. I know like it's kind of overlooked as football players, especially because we're taught to be big tough guys, but I think mental health, like me and Nick were talking before we got on camera, just about like finding a hobby outside of football. That's one piece of major advice. Like I like clothes, so I've been getting like thrifting and fashion more and more. It just like it helps you like develop more as a person because you got something other than football that dictates how you spend your time. So first, I'd say find a hobby. Second, I'd say be realistic. That's the biggest thing. I'm not saying be a dream killer. Don't be a dream killer because everybody don't forget just because you realistic don't mean that you always real. Remember that. So I think what you do at the end of the day, like be real with yourself, like be able to note your flaws, your weaknesses, and turn them into strengths. That and then two, remember like I said earlier in the pod, like don't like remember that just because you don't go D1 don't mean that you can't go make an impact on the D3 level or you can't go make an impact on the D2 or JUCO or NAI. Like all those levels are special. Like remember that. It's just man, just put your head down and work. Exactly. Like that's the biggest thing. Like if you're expecting somebody to give you something, especially not in college, it's a dog eat dog world. So like if you're gonna come to college and play ball, I say just put your head down and work. Enjoy it. Like mental health is another one. I keep focusing on that because I know most people is always overlooked. But like I wish somebody would have told me, take care of your mental. Like find a hobby outside of football. But just that, just taking care of your mental health and just enjoy the moment while you in it. Don't go so hard to where you look back and be like, hey, bro, I regret not doing this. We like just leave it. Like enjoy the moment while you in it. That's the biggest thing I say. Mental health and enjoying the moment while you in it.
Nah, you just dropped the gem, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Enjoy the moment while you in it because there's a lot of guys, whether it be coaches, just guys living regular desk jobs now that are like, man, I wish I did this. This. You don't want to live life with no regrets
at all. It'll drive you crazy if you live life like that. So
exactly. That's why I'm still going.
Exactly, yeah, bro. Just hey, look.
Chase that dream for as long as you can chase it, bro.
Just chase it. And being, like I said, being a realist does not make you like better than nobody else. When I say be realistic, I don't mean we ain't never going to do. When I say no, bro, like chase it. You got a dream, bro, chase it.
Oh God.
You got a dream, chase it. Yeah, for sure. Enjoy the moment while you're in it. If you got a dream, chase it.
Yeah. That's it. I appreciate you for getting on,
my dog. For sure, bro. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
And we out of here.
Yes, sir.